Welcome back to the channel. My name's Tom, and today I'm at what is probably one of the most successful and highest end malls I've ever visited. This is none other than the mall at Short Hills in Short Hills, New Jersey. Now come along with me and let's take a look around. And don't forget, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. I've got a lot more mall videos and store walkthroughs coming up. Thanks. Now, the first thing I notice about this mall that ranked it really high in my books is the fact that it still has an active water fountain. I've never seen a fountain like this before. It does kind of look like the one that's apparently at the Danbury Fair Mall in Danbury, Connecticut, but maybe a little bit bigger. I've never seen the one at Danbury Fair Mall, though, because every time I've been out to see it, it's covered by a Christmas tree. But I think it looks something vaguely like this. I'm not sure when this was added. My guess would be this is probably from a later renovation on the mall. I'm guessing maybe the mid-90s. But if anybody knows for sure, please let me know in the comments. This mall first opened in 1961 as an outdoor shopping center and didn't become fully enclosed until 1980 after a 2-year, $100 million renovation. And I did as much research on this mall as I could, but there seems to be some dispute about who originally owned this mall. According to my research, which I have cited in this video's description, the mall was originally developed and owned by the Prudential Insurance Company. The mall's current owners, the Taubman Company, didn't get involved in the mall until about 1974 when they became part owners along with Prudential. However, none of the websites I visited were very clear on this. I asked for help on Facebook, and a few people told me that Taubman was one of the original developers of the mall and the owner since it opened in 1961, but none of the websites I visited indicated that. So at this point, I'm really not clear on the ownership history of this mall. If anyone out there knows the history of this mall and actually can cite an online source that proves it one way or the other, please let me know in the comments. I'm not really sure what you'd call this display here straight ahead, but I like it. It's it's unique. I've never seen anything like it before, and I'm assuming those are fake plants, but even if they are, they still look great. So now getting back to the history of the mall, the original anchor stores were B. Altman & Company, which opened in 1956, a few years before the mall, and Bonwit Teller, which opened in 1961. From what I understand, B. Altman and Bonwit Teller both closed in 1990, and their buildings were demolished. I'm not exactly sure where their buildings were located, though. Other early stores included FAO Schwartz, Brentano's, and Pottery Barn, and from the start, this mall was conceived as a luxury mall. In fact, the mall was originally advertised as, quote, Fifth Avenue in the suburbs. Today, it's no different. It's probably, like I said, one of the highest end malls I've ever been to so far, and I honestly don't think I'd be able to afford to shop at most of these stores. Out of the malls I've been to so far, I would say this one seems the most similar to West Farms Mall in Farmington, Connecticut, which also happens to be owned by Taubman. Currently, this mall is doing very well financially. According to one source, as of 2015, the mall had sales of about $1,210 per square foot, which was the 8th highest in the country at the time. In way of comparison, the national average for malls is apparently between $400 and $800 in sales per square foot. So it's doing really well. This video was filmed a couple months ago, and on the left you can see they had Italy, which is a restaurant under construction. From what I read, I think that just opened very recently. Straight ahead is the Bloomingdale's. This was added in 1967, making it the third anchor store at the mall. And from what I understand, the mall underwent a major renovation between 1993 and 1994. And during that renovation, they also renovated the Bloomingdale's. Not sure exactly what they changed, but apparently they did update it a bit. Now, as usual, I was able to get a good deal of information on the anchor stores in this mall, but not so much on the smaller stores. So if you know this mall or if you've been here before, please let me know in the comments what these stores used to be.
It's gorgeous, just doesn't fit me.
On the left, where the Crate and Barrel is today, I believe that was Saks Fifth Avenue from 1995 up until 2016. But I'm not sure what was there before that, if anything. And of course, I've got to take a ride in the glass elevator. I'm just going to ride it down, then come back up, and then we'll finish off the second floor. I've mentioned it before that I would love to do a walkthrough of some of these really high-end stores like Coach and Tiffany, which is down the hall a bit, but I'm fairly certain I would get kicked out almost immediately. I think the only way around that would be if they make a significant upgrade in camera glasses. The camera glasses they have nowadays are really low quality. They just look terrible. But I think if those get upgraded enough, I could probably do some store walkthroughs like this, but right now it's not really possible. Up ahead where the Macy's is today, that's where Abraham and Straus was located from 1981 until it became the Macy's in 1994. One thing you'll probably notice about this mall is that its layout is kind of unusual. While most indoor malls have a fairly standard floor plan consisting of straight hallways going at right angles to each other, this mall is all over the place. The hallways kind of zigzag here and there, and that's because, like I mentioned, this mall didn't become enclosed until 1980. Before that, most of these stores were outside and not necessarily connected to each other, so it didn't really matter where they were located. When they went to enclose the mall, though, they had to work with what they had, and that led to this layout that we have today, which I like. It's unique. You're probably not going to find another mall that's laid out exactly like this, but it is, like I said, all over the place. Now, I would say this entire mall is high-end, but this end of the mall seems to be the highest end. Like you got Versace there, and then later there'll be Tiffany and Gucci and all these crazy high-end stores that, like I said, I'd never be able to afford to shop at. But luckily, I don't have any desire to shop at any of these stores, so it's really not a problem. Yeah, you got Fendi there, Chanel, Louis Vuitton. The list goes on and on. Now, I could be wrong, but I think most of these stores at this end were added during the renovation in 1995. I just can't get over all the high-end stores in here. We got Balenciaga here on the left, Ferragamo. Never heard of Ferragamo before, but just based on the name, I'd say it's high-end. Prada, Dior. And I'm actually surprised I'm not seeing more security guards. A lot of these stores like that, and Cartier there, usually will have a security guard standing right at the door. I'm not seeing too many of those in here, but I'm almost certain that they have security guards in each of those stores. Yeah, and there's Gucci, Saint Laurent, is that how you say it? Or Saint Laurent? Not sure. And then straight ahead, we have Neiman Marcus, which is one of the anchor stores. That opened in 1995. And I would say Neiman Marcus, along with Nordstrom, are probably two of the most expensive, like, traditional anchor stores that I'm aware of. And at some point, I do plan to do a walkthrough of a Nordstrom at least, because there is a Nordstrom near me. I don't know of any Neiman Marcuses that are near me in Connecticut, but next time I'm at a mall that has one, I will do my best to do a walkthrough. Here's the Nordstrom, which was also added during the 1995 renovation. And I could be wrong, but I think these are all new construction since 1995. I don't think there was anything here at this particular spot in the mall before 95, but if I'm wrong about that, please let me know in the comments. Dolce & Gabbana. Another store I've never been in and probably never will.
But now I don't have to.
On the right is Tiffany, which growing up, Tiffany was always considered, to me at least, to be like the highest of the high-end stores. And if I were only able to do a walkthrough of one super high-end store, it would definitely be Tiffany. Here's something I don't normally see in most of the malls I go to. Brand new Porsches. And this one's pretty affordable. It's only $259,000. I'll know I'm a successful YouTuber when I can afford that.
With dreads, right?
On the right is something that I still find bizarre every time I go to a mall that has one, a car dealership. This is a Lucid car dealer, which Lucid, I believe, is an electric car, kind of like Tesla. Except, I don't think I've ever seen a Lucid on the road, but I have seen plenty of Teslas, so don't know how well they're doing. Is it just me, or does that Foot Locker look really out of place? It just seems so low end compared to everything else in here. Not that there's anything wrong with Foot Locker, just in comparison to these other stores, it just doesn't seem to fit. So now that you've seen the inside of the mall, let me know what you think about it. It definitely wasn't the busiest mall I've ever been to, but again, according to what I've read online, it's extremely profitable. And that's probably because everything is so expensive here, with the high-end stores, that they just don't have to sell as much as a, low-end to mid-end mall would have to sell. But again, let me know what you think in the comments. And don't go anywhere yet. As always, I'm going to do a drive around of the mall, and we can see what it looks like from the outside. There's the Macy's, which, like I mentioned, was added in 1981 as the Abraham and Straus, and it didn't become Macy's until 1994. I believe that these parking garages were probably added during the renovation on the mall between 93 and 95. I wasn't able to find anything online that said specifically when the garages were added, but that would be my guess. Here's the Neiman Marcus building, which I believe was completed in 1995. And then Nordstrom, which was also completed in 1995. As you can see, there's lots of parking garages here, which does make it difficult to see the front of the mall. This was Saks Fifth Avenue from 1995 up until 2016. And here's a picture of what it looked like before, and you can see they have done quite a bit of renovation on the outside of the building since it closed. And here's the Bloomingdale's, which is the oldest surviving anchor store. This was built in 1967, and it does show its age. I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. I love this old style, but it does look significantly older than the rest of the buildings here. And there you have it. That's the mall at Short Hills in Short Hills, New Jersey. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. I do have a lot more mall videos coming up, as well as store walkthroughs, and of course flea markets. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.